Most beloved cartoon dogs. Scooby-Doo Odie. Brian Griffin Pluto Wile E. Coyote. Underdog Snoopy. Follow my channel Dog Tales on YouTube. The world of animation has given us countless memorable, cartoon dogs that have held a special place in the hearts of audiences around the globe. These animated pooches have been stealing our hearts and tickling our funny bones for decades. From the mystery-solving mutts and loyal sidekicks to comic relief, these animated pooches have been stars in their own right. From their early appearances in comic strips to their current status as icons of TV and film, these animated canines have evolved, reflecting the changes in animation styles and storytelling. Let's take a stroll down memory lane in no particular order and celebrate some of the most famous cartoon dogs that have captured our hearts through the years. One of the earliest and most enduring cartoon dogs is the ever-lovable Snoopy from Charles Schulz's Peanuts comic strip. Snoopy made his debut on October 4, 1950, and has been a mainstay in American pop culture ever since. Snoopy is the world-famous beagle who has captured hearts with his cool demeanor and imaginative adventures. Who could forget his laid-back attitude as he lies atop his doghouse? Whether he's the World War I flying ace battling the Red Baron in the skies or the cool and collected Joe Cool on campus, Snoopy reminds us that life is never dull when you have imagination. Not to mention his smooth moves on the dance floor. Here's to Snoopy, the dog who has taught us that no matter what life throws at you, a little imagination can turn your doghouse into a fighter plane and your everyday life into an extraordinary adventure. Scooby-Doo, the Great Dane with an appetite for adventure and Scooby snacks. The iconic Scooby-Doo, who could sniff out a ghost a mile away, albeit shaking in his paws. This canine sleuth and his human companions have been solving mysteries since 1969. Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?, a staple of Saturday morning cartoons for decades. And who could forget his nephew, Scrappy-Doo? Little in size but huge in courage, he was always ready to dive into action with his famous battle cry, Puppy Power. Pluto, the lovable pet of Mickey Mouse. Created by Walt Disney Productions, Pluto made his debut in the 1930 cartoon, The Chain Gang. This cheerful pup might not have had the gift of gab, but his expressive face and wagging tail said it all. Whether he was chasing Chip and Dale or taking care of Mickey's nephews, Pluto was the definition of a good boy. In the animated world of Quahog, Rhode Island, Brian Griffin is a character that has captured the hearts of Family Guy viewers since his first appearance in 1999. Brian's character enjoys jazz music, has a taste for dry martinis, and drives a Toyota Prius. Whether he's debating politics, struggling with his writing, or simply lounging around the Griffin household, chances are, Brian's just poured himself another martini and is settling in for a night of smooth jazz and deep thoughts. Yabba dabba doo! Dino, the Flintstones' pet dinosaur, thinks he's a dog. This purple pupasaurus has been stealing hearts since he first bounded onto the screen in 1960. Dino is no ordinary pet. He's a Snorkosaurus, which is a fancy way of saying he's a prehistoric pooch. He often greets Fred Flintstone, his owner, with an affectionate leap that sends Fred tumbling to the ground. Dino, the best prehistoric pet a family could ask for. Let's talk about the most accomplished canine in the annals of animated history. Mr. Peabody. This bespectacled beagle isn't just a pet, he's a genius. Inventor of the WABAC machine. This piece of time travel tech is a portal to the past, allowing Mr. Peabody and his adopted human son, Sherman, to rub elbows with the likes of Napoleon and King Arthur. The dynamic duo's adventures graced the television screens in the late 1950s and early 1960s as part of The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends. So, whether you're a fan of his classic cartoon antics or his modern movie adventures, one thing is clear: Mr. Peabody is not your average beagle. Mutley, famous for his unmistakable, wheezy snicker. He's the scrappy sidekick to the infamous Dick Dastardly. This mischievous mutt first graced the screens in 1968. Mutley's claim to fame is his iconic laugh, a sound that's part chuckle, part snort, and all attitude. And let's not forget his expressive grumbles. Mutley, the dog who taught us that sometimes, the best response to life's absurdities is a good snicker and a laid-back attitude. Mutley reminds us to take life a little less seriously and to laugh a lot more often. May his laugh continue to resonate for generations to come. Snazza Frazza Ration Fashion indeed. Odie, the lovable beagle from the iconic Garfield series, has been a household name since his first appearance in the comic strip back in 1978. Known for his slobbery kisses, boundless energy, and eternal optimism that could brighten even Garfield's grumpy days, Odie has become synonymous with joy and loyalty in the world of pets. But did you know that Odie's name has a history as rich as his personality? Derived from the Old English names Ode or Oda, which signify wealth and prosperity, it seems Odie was destined for greatness from the very beginning. And greatness he achieved. An American spacecraft named after our cheerful canine friend made a successful moon landing earlier this year, marking the first such event since Apollo 17's mission in 1972. This spacecraft, built by Houston-based Intuitive Machines, was christened Odie. Here's to Odie, the beagle who has not only captured our hearts but also claimed a spot in the cosmos. Keep on exploring, Odie, and keep on making us smile. In a world obsessed with winners, champions, and top dogs. Let's take a moment to appreciate the underdogs. The classic tale of the animated superhero Underdog. Underdog, with his rhyming catchphrases and secret energy pill, has been saving the day since 1964. He may not have the suave of other caped crusaders, but what he lacks in flash, he makes up for in passion and perseverance. The underdogs remind us that anything is possible and that no matter how big the challenge is, there's always a chance for success. So next time you're feeling down or outmatched, remember the underdog. After all, there's no need to fear when the underdog is here. In the 1980s, enter the Pound Puppies, a squad of plush pups. Kids begging their parents for a cardboard doghouse with a furry friend inside. The Pound Puppies were a cultural icon. But let's not forget the real-life Pound Puppies, the ones in shelters waiting for a loving home. Organizations doing the noble work of rescuing, rehabilitating, and rehoming dogs in need. They remind us that while the plush toys are great, the real joy comes from giving a real dog a second chance at happiness. Keep those tails wagging and the adoptions coming. The OG of goofiness, Mr. Goofy Goof himself. This anthropomorphic dog has been stumbling his way into our hearts since 1932. He's the friend you call when you need a laugh, the dad who tries a little too hard, and the guy who always has a new, how-to guide that ends in hilarious disaster. Goofy teaches us that it's okay to make mistakes, as long as you get back up, dust yourself off, and laugh about it. Children's television, there's a show that stands out for its unique blend of education, entertainment, and, well, paw prints. It's none other than Blue's Clues, the groundbreaking series that turned living rooms into interactive classrooms and had kids shouting at TV screens with glee. But what's the story behind those mysterious blue paw prints? Let's investigate. The show first aired in 1996, introducing us Steve and his animated canine companion, Blue. Together, they embarked on daily problem-solving adventures, with Blue leaving her iconic paw prints on clues to communicate with her human pals. Kids were detectives, solving the case of, what does Blue want to do today? So, what can we learn from Blue's Clues? For starters, never underestimate the power of a good puzzle. And secondly, if you ever find a trail of blue paw prints in your home, it might just be your dog trying to tell you something. Blue's Clues, it's a testament to the fact that sometimes, the best way to find an answer is to follow the clues. So, grab your handy-dandy notebook and join the adventure, because Blue's got a clue. Looney Tunes characters, Ralph Wolf and Sam Sheepdog. These two have been engaging in their comedic battle of wits since 1953, with Ralph attempting every trick in the book to nab himself a sheep, and Sam, the ever-vigilant sheepdog, thwarting his plans at every turn. Ralph, catching sheep is just a 9-to-5 job. He punches in, tries to outsmart Sam, and punches out, often nursing a new lump on his head courtesy of Sam's protective instincts. Sam Sheepdog, with his laid-back demeanor and mop of red hair covering his eyes. He may appear to be napping on the job, but make no mistake, he's always ready to spring into action and send Ralph flying with a well-timed and hilariously over-the-top punch. The day ended with both characters clocking out and heading home, only to do it all over again the next day. Ralph and Sam, the original frenemies. May their chase never end, and their punch clocks always be ready for another day's work of comedic shenanigans. Mornin' Ralph, mornin' Sam, and thanks for the memories. Ren Hook, the Chihuahua from the cult classic series, The Ren and Stimpy Show. At the center of weirdness was Ren, the asthmatic chihuahua. With his neon pink eyes and a penchant for calling his sidekick Stimpy an idiot, Ren has become an icon of early 90s animation and a symbol of the bizarre. So, let's raise a glass to Ren Hook, the little chihuahua with big emotions and even bigger dental issues. He may not be the hero we expected, but he's certainly the one we'll remember, whether we want to or not. He's big, he's red, and he's a dog. Clifford, the big red dog. This lovable giant has captured the hearts of kids and adults alike. Clifford is a tiny red puppy who grows into a 10-foot-tall pup overnight. It's not about the size of your dog, it's about the size of the love you share. Clifford grew big because of Emily Elizabeth's love, and in turn, he teaches us all a lesson about acceptance and unconditional love. Clifford, we salute you, you magnificent crimson canine. Two characters stand out for their unique blend of deadpan humor and endearing personalities, Huckleberry Hound and Droopy. Huckleberry Hound, the blue-coated, southern drawl-speaking canine. His trademark tune, "Oh My Darling, Clementine," is often sung off-key. On the other side of the comedic spectrum is Droopy, the basset hound. With his slow movements and monotone voice. They may not be the flashiest or the most action-packed of characters, but they've got heart, soul, and a knack for making us laugh. Santa's little helper is no ordinary pooch. This greyhound found its way into the hearts of the Simpson family. Homer Simpson found himself at the Springfield Downs, betting what little money he had on a dog named Santa's Little Helper. With a name like that, how could he lose? Well, he did, finishing last and getting promptly disowned by his owner. But as fate would have it, Homer and Bart stumbled upon the dejected dog, and in a twist of Christmas magic, they brought him home, unknowingly starting a legacy that would last for decades. Santa's Little Helper isn't just a pet. He's a reminder that sometimes, the best things in life come with 4 legs and a tail. In the halls of the National Film and Television School, a young student named Nick Park was sketching away, dreaming up characters for his graduation project. Little did he know that his doodles of a man with a flat cap and his trusty cat would one day become national treasures. The cat, feeling rather overshadowed by the man's magnificent cap, decided to evolve into a dog. And so, Gromit was born, with the stroke of a pencil on a sketchpad. Gromit, the dog who went from a student's sketchbook to an international icon, without uttering a single word. Meet Brain, the canine companion of Penny from the beloved Inspector Gadget series. Brain is no ordinary dog. He's a master of disguise, a protector of the innocent, and the real brains behind many of Inspector Gadget's successful missions. While Gadget bumbles and stumbles his way through his detective work, Brain is the one keeping the gears turning, quite literally. Brain has a knack for slipping into the most convincing of disguises, so much so that even his owner, the well-meaning but clueless Inspector Gadget, fails to recognize him. Brain is always there to protect Penny and Gadget from the nefarious schemes of MAD agents. Brain, the real MVP of Inspector Gadget. Snowy and Tintin. This inseparable pair has been adventuring across the pages of comic books since 1929, when they first appeared in Tintin in the Land of the Soviets. Snowy, a white wire fox terrier and the faithful companion to the intrepid reporter Tintin. The bond between Snowy and Tintin is one for the storybooks. Snowy, the terrier who's more than just a sidekick. He's a hero in his own right, with a nose for adventure and a heart of gold. And to Tintin, the young reporter whose curiosity is as boundless as the universe they explore together. May their adventures continue to delight and inspire, proving that the bond between a boy and his dog is truly timeless. In the orbiting world of Orbit City, there's a dog who has captured the hearts of many since the 1960s. Meet Astro, the Jetsons' family dog, whose antics and unique way of speaking have turned him into an iconic character. Astro, the 8-year-old pet of Elroy Jetson and George's self-appointed best friend. Astro wasn't always living the high life among the stars. He was once the dog of a millionaire named J.P. Gottrockets and was originally called Tralfez. However, Astro wasn't one for the lavish lifestyle and quickly ditched the riches for a simpler life after stumbling upon Elroy playing in a park. Talk about a rags-to-riches-to-rags story. The relationship between Astro and George Jetson is a classic example of man's best friend in space. Astro, the dog who taught us that no matter how advanced the future gets, the love between a dog and his family is timeless. And if you ever find yourself in Orbit City, keep an ear out for that distinctive Rello. Paw Patrol. Led by the tech-savvy writer, this pack of pups is on a roll. Let's meet the team. There's Chase, the police pup. Chase is on the case. Marshall, the fire dog, ready for a rough rescue. Sky, the pilot pup. Let's take to the sky. Rubble, the construction bulldog who's always ready to dig in. Zuma, the water rescue dog. Rocky, the recycling pup, reminds us to don't lose it, reuse it. And then there's Everest, ice or snow, I'm ready to go. When they're not saving the day, they're playing pup boogie or racing around in their vehicles. So, if you find yourself in Adventure Bay, keep an ear out for that famous catchphrase, no job is too big, no pup is too small. And remember, when trouble strikes, just yelp for help, and the Paw Patrol will be there faster than you can say, woof. In the wacky world of Looney Tunes, there's a basset hound that often gets overshadowed by the more flamboyant characters, but make no mistake, Barnyard Dog is a legend in his own right. Known for his feisty attitude and never-ending feud with Foghorn Leghorn, this canine has been outsmarting his feathered foe since 1946. Barnyard Dog, also known as George P. Dog, has a knack for finding himself in the most absurd situations. But what truly makes Barnyard Dog a standout character is his ability to deliver comedy gold without saying a word. His expressions, deadpan stares to his exaggerated size, he's the master of silent sass. He may not always be the center of attention, but when he is, you're guaranteed a good laugh. Max, the unsung hero of Whoville, the canine sidekick to the Grinch, and arguably the most adorable dog to ever don a single antler. This loyal pooch starred in How the Grinch Stole Christmas. He certainly stole our hearts with his expressive eyes and wagging tail. In the original book by Dr. Seuss, Max was a scrappy little mutt. He was the Grinch's only companion on Mount Crumpet, and despite the Grinch's grumpy demeanor, Max remained a faithful friend. Without Max, the Grinch might never have experienced the true spirit of Christmas. Max, we salute you, the most patient and understanding dog in all of Seussland. In the grand tapestry of animated classics, there's a tail-wagging tale that has captured hearts with its blend of whimsy and otherworldly adventure. All dogs go to heaven. At the center of this celestial saga is Charlie B. Barkin, a German Shepherd Border Collie mix with a penchant for mischief and a heart of gold. Charlie's journey is not just a romp through the pearly dog parks of heaven. It's a story of redemption, friendship, and the eternal debate over whether all dogs, indeed, get an all-access pass to the afterlife. With his smooth-talking ways and a knack for getting into trouble. But what makes Charlie's story truly endearing is his transformation from a self-centered pooch to a heroic hound. Alongside his trusty sidekick Itchy, Charlie learns that life, and the afterlife, is about more than just chasing your own tail. It's about the bonds we form, the lives we touch, and the good deeds that echo in eternity. So, do all dogs go to heaven? If they're anything like Charlie, then the gates above are surely kept busy. And if there's a lesson for us mortals, it's this. Live a life full of adventure, loyalty, and love, and you too might find a place among the stars, or at least in the hearts of those you leave behind. The true star of the classic NES game, Duck Hunt, the Duck Hunt dog. This pixelated pooch has been by our side since 1984, faithfully retrieving ducks with a smile. This canine companion might have been the bane of many gamers' existence with his mocking laughter. Who among us hasn't felt the sting of his laughter when we missed a shot? He captured our hearts, and our ducks, with unwavering enthusiasm. Whoever aimed a plastic gun at the TV screen, he'll always be a reminder when the only thing we had to worry about was whether we'd hit our target and avoid that contagious canine chuckle. So let's raise our controllers to the dog who's been fetching more than just ducks. He's been fetching our nostalgia. Which of these animated dogs would you crown as the top dog of cartoon history? Share your thoughts and let the doggy debate begin. This video is the ultimate tribute to the past and present beloved cartoon canines that have not only entertained us but also taught us valuable lessons about bravery, loyalty, and love.
Well, dog lovers, I hope you enjoyed this dog tale. It was a real pleasure making it for you. If you haven't done so already, please like, share, and subscribe. As always, thank you for watching and have a wonderful day, everyone.